Hey there, welcome to Alicia Towns Yoga. Today's practice will be for the neck and shoulders, specifically just targeting those areas today. So we'll get right to it. No props are needed for this practice, and we'll get started in just an easy seat position. So start to come to any sort of seated position that feels good for your body. Maybe you want to come a little bit more elevated, sitting on a blanket or a towel. Feel free to do that. And start to sit up nice and tall here, maybe drawing the shoulder blades away from the ears, creating some space between the tops of the ears and the shoulders, or the tops of the shoulders and the ears. And just noticing how your body feels, kind of sitting here, grounding down through your sit bones, just taking a moment to just check in with the body. Maybe take a couple of deep breaths there. Start to settle in. And so we're going to start off by doing just a little bit of a neck release. So whenever you're ready, let's take a nice deep inhale. And then on an exhale, start to release your right ear to your right shoulder. And allow the left shoulder and arm just to be heavy here, maybe even just letting it hang away from the body. And you might be feeling enough sensation here, but feel free to start making a little bit of movement, maybe bringing the chin to the chest a little bit or the armpit area. And if you find any tender spots, feel free to stay there. Maybe explore trying to work out those tender spots. And maybe just finding some stillness might feel even better. So just taking this time to tune into the body, release any tension there in the neck. If you have that left arm extended out or kind of just hanging there at the side body, bring the left hand back towards the lap. And then on your next exhale, start to bring the chin lower down towards the chest, moving nice and slow here. Just sort of rolling the head down, let the head be heavy. And then take a nice inhale. So come back up, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. And then here, just allowing that right arm to just kind of hang down, or maybe you're reaching out, kind of reaching down to the fingertips. And feel free to bring the chin towards the chest more, feeling all of the different textures, all of the different sensations that you might feel, even when you make little, just like micro adjustments. And really start to tune in on this side and just seeing what you find there. And then if you have that right arm extended out, just bring that right hand back towards the lap. And then on an inhale, let's bring the head back up through center. Roll the shoulder blades back, rolling the shoulders backwards. And then rolling the shoulders forward. And then let's take a moment to bring the arms out to a T. So palms are facing down, both palms are facing down right now. Let's turn the left palm over so palm faces up. The right palm stays face down. And then we're going to bring in just a little bit of movement here. So go ahead and switch so the right palm is facing up and the left palm is facing down. And then go ahead and switch again. And then continue switching. So you're just rotating sort of through the wrist here, alternating palms up and palms down. And then you can start to turn the neck side to side as well. And then just keeping a nice, slow, steady breath here. Maybe your gaze is out, down towards your fingertips. And just allowing these movements to be really fluid, soft. Sitting up nice and tall here. So trying not to collapse down in the chest. Keep the chest nice and lifted. We'll do this a few more times. And then just release the hands back towards your lap. Bringing your fingertips, just the fingertips towards the tops of the shoulders here. We're going to start to roll the shoulders back. So just isolating through the shoulders, the shoulder blades, kind of feeling the shoulder blades moving back there. Just moving nice and slow. And let's pause, rotating the opposite way. Still feeling nice and grounded down through our sit bones. And just coming back to the breath. And then release the hands back towards the lap. Let's take an inhale, reach up. And then exhale, left hand to right knee. Inhale, reach up and over to the right arm. Allow the right side body to be nice and long here. And then on an exhale, allow that right hand to meet the left knee. Sort of come back through center here, crisscrossed with the arms. Maybe you start to round the spine. And sort of reaching the hands through the knees, rounding the spine. And then start to inhale, straighten the spine, reach up. Let the spine be nice and long again. And then exhale that right hand to the left knee. Inhale, reach up and over through the left arm. Side body gets nice and long. And that left sit bone is still rooted down through earth, through your mat. And then on an exhale, let that left hand release to the right knee. Again, bringing the center, or bringing the body back through center. And then start to reach through the hands through the knees, around the spine again. And then inhale, start to lengthen up through the spine, reaching up again, getting nice and tall through the arms. And then exhale, let the hands come back down to the mat. Let's inhale, open the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release all the way down. Now you can do this with the eyes closed. We're going to do this a few more times just to kind of come back to the breath. Get nice and centered again. So on an inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release the hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Let the spine be nice and long. Exhale all the way down. And this time, inhale, reach the arms out to a T. And then exhale, start to wrap the arms, finding eagle arms. So just wrapping the arms here. Now, if this is not available, wrapping the arms completely around where the hands are kind of parallel to each other and they're touching, feel free to just bring the arms parallel and just finding what's available for your body. So maybe at first, The arms are parallel, and then as the body slowly starts to open up, maybe wrapping the arms a little bit more there. And feel free to open the arms back out to a T. Get a nice stretch through the arms, through the front of the chest, and then coming back to wrapping the arms. So just finding that length through the arms that we need for eagle arms. Finding what's available to your body, meeting your body where it's at. Maybe you come to close the eyes back down, feeling a nice stretch along the shoulder blades. Coming back to the breath. Nice, steady, rhythmic breath. And then whenever you're ready, just start to slowly unravel the arms, open the arms back out to a T, finding that length through the arms again. And then on an exhale, start to wrap the arms the opposite way. And it might feel a little bit awkward at first, no worries. And again, just finding what's available to you. So if the arms just come a little parallel, and maybe you just find a little wrap this morning or this afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. It's morning here. Maybe trying to wrap the arms as much as you can, maybe even wrapping the pinky around your thumb. So just kind of having that little bit of assistance there with the fingers. And again, just coming back to feeling the sensation across the tops of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, feeling the breath along the body. And then slowly start to unravel the arms, open the arms back out to a T. And then just setting the hands back to your lap. Let's make our way to a tabletop position. So just finding a tabletop position here. Start to inhale to tuck the toes. And then exhale, find a downward dog. So finding a nice downward facing dog here. I like to take my fingers wide. And just feel like pushing the mat away from your body. So feeling that stretch along the arms and the shoulders there. And then let's take an inhale, rise on the balls of the feet. Exhale to bend the knees all the way down to the mat. And then we're going to finish in a child's pose. So start to extend the arms out long. And finding a nice stretch there through the shoulders. Taking the fingers wide and just sinking back into the heels. So sinking those hips all the way down to the heels, maybe shimmy side to side. Kind of sinking down there. Maybe you take the feet close together and the knees a little wider. Kind of having the chest a little lower to the mat. But again, extending those arms long, feeling a nice stretch there. And then maybe from here, you just kind of lower the forehead down. Feel free to take a nice rest here. And then just noticing how the breath feels along the backside of the body. On an inhale, start to come back up through a tabletop position. And then just gently coming back to an easy seat. So hopefully this has helped with easing a little bit of tension throughout the neck and the shoulders. So until next time, take care.